do what feeds your personality. Because if you're doing something that feeds your personality, it's going to energize you every day.
There is something special inside you.
Welcome to GNG Podcast with your host, speaker, best-selling author, Chaz Jackson.
Yo, what's going on, kings and queens? It's your boy Chaz Jackson coming back to you once again, representing GNG Gifting the Gift. You are gifted differently to make a difference. If you've been tuning in with Gifting the Gift podcast, you know that is our motto. And I have an amazing difference maker who is on the show with us today. You guys go ahead, get your pen, get your pad, and just be ready to take down some amazing gems as we talk with King Merrick Rosenberg. He's here doing some phenomenal things with Take Flight Learning. I don't want to spill all the beans. I want him to share a little bit more about himself as him being an author, entrepreneur, and just, again, adding value to the world through communication and through the birds. I'm gonna let Merrick get in a little bit more into this. Hey, are you ready to get it, King Merrick?
I'm ready. Thank you for having me, Chaz. I love talking with anyone who is making a difference in the world. So thank you for allowing me to be here with you.
Yes, my pleasure, my pleasure. And the audience is super eager to learn more about you, what you feel called to do in this lifetime. And can you just go into your story a little bit, Merrick, on how did you get to being the CEO of Take Flight Learning and writing several books and doing keynote speaking and so many other amazing things, again, to impact the world for a good purpose?
Well, it all started, I started a team building company, and I realized really quickly, you know what, you can teach people how to work together, but you better talk about their personalities, because personality conflicts and communication breakdowns happen all the time, because sometimes people with different personalities just don't understand each other. So I led a lot of team building programs over the years with one of the first team building companies in the country. I started Team Builders Plus back in '91 and learned about personality styles a few years after that. And wow, I taught them for a long time, but I felt like, we've got to reinvent it. We've got to teach it in a way that's easy and fun. And the birds flew into my world and changed the way that I teach people about themselves. And now I get to share that with a lot of other people, and they're using them as well. So it's been a fun ride for sure.
Wow, thank you for diving deep into some of your passions and how you're impacting the world through personality traits, communication, using the birds. And for me, being a new and implementing into my lifestyle as well as serving others with the whole concept of Take Flight Learning, I'm so blown away about how these birds just truly just stick in your mind. Can you go into a little bit more about the whole psychological standpoint of,
Sure.
locking in, the birds as symbols to learn about other people and how to approach them as far as communication goes?
Well, as we all know, personality can be incredibly complicated. Understanding people is not an easy feat, but if we break it down, make it straightforward, it's actually pretty simple to do. So there are 4 core personality styles, and I linked them to 4 birds just so that we could remember it. I always say they're sticky. It's easy. I'll walk you through it, and the birds, so we'll have some fun with it. When you think, Chaz, when you think of an eagle, if a person had the traits of an eagle, what do you think? What comes to mind for you?
Wow, take charge. They're straight to the point. They're leaders, and one of the profound things that I've learned about these birds, all of them can be leaders, but
Absolutely.
think about a leader, as far as the eagle standpoint, that take charge, that driver. So someone that's going to be straight to the point, confident, and ready to make things happen, ready to make quick decisions.
Could not have said it better myself. That's exactly right. How about the parrot? Very different than an eagle. What do you think?
Yeah, so for me, that parrot. And it's funny, when I took the test, being a parrot, and that's someone that's just very lively, very energetic, They love having people around, bringing excitement and motivation, and being very generous. So
Yeah,
that's
absolutely. I'm the parrot too. They're optimistic. It's all good for the parrot, right?
Yeah,
How
optimistic.
about another one is the dove? That also is obviously very different than an eagle and a parrot. What comes to mind for the dove?
For me, and the biggest thing that stands out about the dove is they love empathy. I love to show empathy. And it's amazing, even in my workplace, after going through Take Flight Learning, I started, using it on like coworkers and other leaders that are around me, and other people that I see out in the community, or whether it's at a school, however the case may be. Going back to what you said with the dove, they're showing empathy. They're very people being around them. That they're very sympathetic as well. So, which are all good things when I think about the dove.
Yeah, exactly. They just want people to be happy. They want people to be getting along. They're very giving and caring. It's exactly right. Last one, the owl. What comes to mind?
That owl, yes, organized. That's the biggest thing that I think stands out about the owl. You got to be very detailed oriented with them, and each one of these, and what's so amazing, Merrick, is they're all necessary, if you will, to really thrive and have an awesome business. So, and what was interesting for me, even when I took my test, the owl was one of the ones that was a little lower for me, because I was more parrot dove, and I had a little bit of eagle. And
we all have highs and lows, and I love what you said earlier too. And you'll notice how quick you just get it. The birds make it simple. And the one thing that everybody should take away is that everybody can be a great leader. That there are amazing leaders who have been doves as well as eagles and parrots and owls. And the thing about it is that your style doesn't determine how successful you will be, but it absolutely determines how you go about being successful. So
wow.
A dove may go about it differently.
Can you say that again for whoever?
Think about that. If your style, it does not determine how successful you will be. And that's an important thing to recognize. We can all be successful, but it absolutely determines how you go about it. And so an eagle is going to go about being successful differently than a dove would, but they're both fine. And, in the business world, just to give you some examples, you take somebody like, if anyone ever watches Shark Tank, and you watch Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, he is an eagle, right? He's got hundreds of millions of dollars, self-made multimillionaire. You take someone like Howard Schultz from Starbucks. Well, he's a dove, self-made billionaire. Richard Branson, who's a parrot, self-made billionaire. Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, self-made billionaire. You know what? Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what your style is. You could be successful at anything that you put your mind to if you believe in it and you love it. But you got to do something that resonates with you, that feeds you. Because if you do, your style shines, it's easy, and everybody's successful.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for diving deeper on those concepts. And this show is built around providing tips and techniques for young men as they strive to grow in personal development and leadership. And I know there's a young man that's listening right now, or a parent, a coach that's listening right now, to learn more ways, tips and techniques on how they can help the young man in their lives grow to become a stronger version of themselves. So I'm curious of it, hearing, got a couple questions for you, but that first one is, when you hear Take Flight Learning, what comes to mind to you from a personal development leadership standpoint? What does that mean to you?
For me, it's about helping people be the best that they can be, to stand in their own power. A lot of times, with whether this is parents or whether it's a manager, we try to turn other people into the best version of ourselves instead of turning them into the best version of themselves. I'll give you an example. You have a parent who's an eagle. They have a dove child, and they're telling their child, they're saying, you need to stand up for yourself, fight for what you want. You need to be assertive and direct. And the dove is saying, you know what? Maybe sometimes if you just ask real nicely and you're considerate and caring and compassionate and you help people, good things come back to you. And the thing is that maybe that eagle parent's trying to turn that dove into an eagle, which will never happen. You can't turn somebody into a style that they are not. It just doesn't work that way. And so we have to honor our kids and honor the people around us, treat them the way they want to be treated, honor their style. And you know what? they will be successful and they'll be happy. But we can't try to turn them into us. That's not going to work.
Yeah, I love that whole concept that you used over that example. I know that was in the Chameleon, or it is in the Chameleon in your book about the dove raising the eagle. And when the eagle got older, it started using the eagle tendencies, and the dove was like, "Oh my God, what's going on? Why are you doing these things?" But we all have those natural traits and tendencies, like you were just sharing, and I like how you say, like, we have to gravitate and switch ourselves. I'm kind of paraphrasing a little bit, but I'd love for you to get into a little bit more about, we shouldn't allow or expect people to act the way that we want them to act, but we need to adopt to some of their tendencies and their traits to help them see our side of things, but also to help them be the best coworker or to be the best, individual that they can be possible.
It's absolutely. It all goes back to not imposing your style on others. If you're an owl and you're dealing with someone who's a parrot, owls like details. They want to do it right. They need all the information. But parrots are like, just tell me what I need to know. I'll do it. I can make it happen. And so if you're an owl and you provide tons of data and statistics and charts and graphs to a parrot, they're tuning you out. You've got to think about, who am I talking to? How can I honor who they are, which is really incredibly respectful to treat people the way they want to be treated. And guess what? You know what happens? When the people around you get their needs met, you know who else gets their needs met? You do. So treat people the way they want to be treated, and guess what? You'll get your needs met too.
I really love that. And again, thinking about that young man, is there like a tip or technique that you've used to get where you are in the successful world that you are in right now in your lane that you can provide to that young man that's, starting to figure things out, but he's wanting to, better himself by either going to college, or maybe he has an entrepreneurship ideal that he's looking to want to implement and to grow and to cultivate into something greater. But is there something, a principle that you absolutely used outside of some of the amazing stuff that you already shared that help you kind of get to where you are today?
Yeah, I always tell when I'm speaking at universities or talking to young people, I always say, look, everyone's going to tell you, do what you love. Okay, we get it. Do what you love. And obviously, this is good wisdom. But what I would say, let's refine that a little more. Do what feeds your personality. Because if you're doing something that feeds your personality, it's going to energize you every day.
Wow, I really love that.
Right? Can you imagine being a parrot and you have to sit in a cubicle in an office all day long without human interaction and the ability to talk to people? You'd finish that day exhausted. But if you're a parrot and you have a job where you get to interact with people, you get to talk to people and motivate people, or maybe you're in sales or human resources where you get to help others, you know what? You would go home at the end of that day, even if you worked hard, you wouldn't be exhausted because your job feeds you. And I always tell people, find a job that resonates with your personality. And guess what? Every day, it won't feel like work. It'll feel like, wow, I get paid to do this. I actually get paid to do this. I feel like that all the time. As a parrot, I get to walk on stage. I get to make people laugh. I get to help people to learn. And I walk off stage and I say, I get paid to do this? How is that happening? Because my job reflects my personality and it feeds me. And that's what you want to find, a job that feeds your soul. So every day you go home and feeling energized.
Wow, that is so, so true. I was the parrot sitting in the cubicle at one point in my life, and I was talking about, I was communicating, I was doing some inside sales. I was selling medical equipment at the time, and I would have that interaction over the phone, but I was in this cubicle, and it's like, man, there's got to be more to life.
And every day, how'd you go home at the end of the day?
Yeah. I mean, I'm agreeing with you 110%. Yeah, I just felt exhausted, but now I find myself, working in health. I'm a healthcare professional. I work with people. I treat patients on a daily basis, seeing their growth, rehabilitating, and it's amazing just having an interaction where I'm not just sitting. And man, whoever's listening right now, I really want to hear your thoughts, your comments on if you feel like you're in a position where, as far as work or whatever you're currently doing, is it fitting your personality? I feel like that is so, so true. And I resonate a ton with that, Merrick, about that whole concept. And please let me know your thoughts about this talk so far. Please share it out. Get this message in front of whoever you feel will be able to resonate with this amazing communication that's currently being taking place. And I know whoever's listening right now, Merrick, so you have Take Flight Learning, you've written several books, you've done some phenomenal things as far as keynote speaking and so many other endeavors. What's next for 2023? What are you working on right now?
2023 is going to be a fun year. I think there's one thing I've been doing for years now. It's bringing the birds to life. In 2023, we're going to bring them to life in a way that no one has ever brought the personality styles to life before. So I hired a team, hired a cast, hired a crew, hired some actors, and we made a movie. It's a short film teaching people about the
Congratulations,
birds.
By the way. When does that air? Does that air?
It's going to probably air in spring 2023. We'll be releasing the movie. It's called Bird Brains Inc. And it's got eagles, parrots, doves, and owls, and set in a workplace. So they have to learn how to work together and understand each other so they can be successful. So it's a lot of fun. It's funny. I wrote 2 songs for the movie. So
nice.
and the characters are all puppets that are unbelievable. I mean, these are like Broadway Muppet quality puppets that are absolutely fantastic. And so we've brought them to life. They're singing some songs. They're hanging out in the workplace, working together. So that is coming soon.
Awesome. I'm so looking forward to being able to visualize and watch that. I know it's going to change so many lives. And even for a facilitator like myself, seeing it in that context is going to make me even better at sharing the birds to other individuals and showing how, that personality or understanding the personality of the birds and how that reflects in other people is going to help change communication and the way we carry ourselves around other people. So yeah, super excited. Congratulations.
That's the plan. Share the birds with the world.
Yes. And there's someone listening to you right now. There's a young man and he's like, man, I want to learn more about the birds. I want to get more in front of the ideals that Merrick has going on. King Merrick, can you share your contact information? And also just share, as far as for young people, because I know there's a program in place for them as well, but I would love for you to kind of share, what is the steps of learning more about the birds?
Yeah, you can go. One of the things you can do is you can pick up one of the books I've written. Which Bird Are You? It's a children's book. Actually, that's for younger kids, like ages maybe 8 to 10 in that range. It's fun. It's funny. Actually, adults are reading it and are like, "Oh, I learned a lot about it even as an adult." Or you can read The Chameleon. They're both great places to learn about yourself, and they're fun. They're fables. It's an easy read, but you see the styles playing out in your life. You'll see yourself in the story. You can go to takeflightlearning.com or whichbirdareyou.com actually is a new website we have as well. I've got some videos on there. You can learn about the birds.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that information, Merrick. And any last words of encouragement for the viewers right now and the listeners that's took in so many amazing gems up to this point, but is there any last words of encouragement going into the rest of 2023 for the listeners?
Yeah, I would say, there's a quote which I love, which is, don't try to teach a pig to sing. It will frustrate you and annoy the pig. We try to change other people all the time so that they're more like us. We try to change people so they make us happy. But in the end, you can't change other people. I would challenge people to honor the styles of the people that you meet. Treat people the way they want to be treated. Don't impose your style on them. And you know what? That's how you build strong relationships, when you honor people for being who they are and not trying to change them into you. So be who you are. There's only one you. Be the best version of you that you can be. And you don't need to make other people into you.
Boom. Mic drop right there. Amazing. Thank you so much, Merrick, for diving deep into your story, your passions, and just sharing how clear your vision is about what you're called to do on this planet, your mindset, the standard that you're living by. You know, I had the opportunity to connect with some amazing people that are part of your team. I'm excited to be a part of the team. And I just love your focus and the discipline that it takes to get to where you are right now. And I know there's a lot of resilience that had to come along with that. So definitely rooting for you moving forward through 2023. And you already done some amazing things, but I know there's so much more, just like this movie's about to be coming out. And the birds are here. They're here to stay. And I know they're going to continue to change lives. So thank you so much for being on GNG podcast today.
Thank you.
And shining your light for the audience. But I'm going to go ahead and lead us out. I told each and every one of you this was going to be an amazing episode. King Merrick dropped some amazing gems. Please share, drop in the comments. Let us know what tip or technique, application point that you're going to take and implement in your daily lifestyle to help you grow into a stronger version of yourselves. And again, share this out. We love your support in that fashion of getting these episodes in front of as many people as possible to help them grow and help the people behind them grow and the people in front of them grow as they continue to echo their greatness across their lane and in their world. But hey, I want you to stay up with GNG. More episodes coming soon. Please do two things for me. Keep that crown on your heart. And please remember this. We are God's echo. I love each and every one of you. Peace.